Okay, now here's your review for our test over sections 2.1 through 2.7. First I have negative 8 plus negative 12. Signs are the same. Add and keep the sign. 12 plus 8 gives me 20. The sign is negative, so my solution is negative 20. Next I have 3.5 plus negative 5.2. I have a positive, a negative. I'm going to take the small number, which is 3.5, from the large number, which is 5.2. Then I'm going to take the sign of the large. So I have 5.2 minus 3.5. I need to borrow my decimal. 12 minus 5 is going to give me 7. 4 minus 3 gives me 1. So I have 1.7. Now I have to remember to take the sign of my larger number, which is negative. So my answer is negative 1.7. Negative 6 plus 30 minus 21. Negative 6 plus, let's see, parentheses first, 30 minus 21 is positive 9. Negative 6 plus 9 gives me a positive 3. Small number from the large number, keep the sign of the large. Now I have negative 2 minus negative 6 minus 8. First I need to rewrite it. Negative 2. Two wrongs don't make a right, but two negatives make a positive, so I have negative 2 plus 6 minus 8. Negative 2 plus 6 gives me 4. 4 minus 8 is equal to negative 4. Now I have the absolute value of negative 4.9. Whenever I take the absolute value of a number, my output is always positive. So my solution is 4.9. Negative of the absolute value of negative 7.5. Well, the absolute value of negative 7.5 is positive 7.5. Then I'm going to take the negative of that. So I have negative 7.5. Now this one you need to be careful on. Notice I have negative, then parentheses, negative 4.3. Here you need to remember that negative negative turns into a positive, so I have positive 4.3. Now whenever you look at a multiplication or a division problem, I want you to look at it and decide right from the beginning if it's going to be positive or negative. A negative 6 times 8 times 1/2, I automatically know that my answer is going to be negative because I only have one negative sign. Negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. I'm going to multiply this by 1/2. It's going to give me negative 24. 96 divided by negative 12, I automatically know that my answer is negative. 96 divided by negative 12 gives me negative 8. Negative 3/8 divided by 1/4. Well, whenever I divide, what I'm really doing is I'm multiplying by the reciprocal. So negative 3/8 times the reciprocal, 4 over 1. I can do some cross simplifying. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 will go into 8 twice. Numerator times numerator, so I have negative 3 times 1 is equal to negative 3. 2 times 1 is 2, so my answer is negative 3/2. Now I have c times negative c squared. This is when you've got to be careful. Look and see where the exponent is. This exponent is located inside the parentheses. So what I really have is c times the negative of c squared. So how many c's do I have? I have 3. How many negative signs do I have? I have 1. So this one's going to be negative c cubed. Now let's look at one that's similar. Let's say that I had c times negative c squared. This time my exponent is outside the parentheses. This one looks the same, but it's different. This time what I have is I have c times negative c times negative c. Now how many negatives do I have? 1, 2. So I'm going to have a positive answer. So I'm going to have positive c cubed. Be really careful, the difference is very subtle. Now when I have 3x plus 2x, I'm going to combine my like terms. 3x plus 2x. Remember, whenever you combine like terms, you are only going to use the rules of addition and subtraction and combine the exponents. I have an x and an x. They're exactly the same. 3x plus 2x. It's going to give me 5x. 4y minus 2y plus 4. My like terms are 4y minus 2y. So I'm going to have 2y plus 4. Okay, now we're going to distribute and combine the like terms. 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times a positive 1 gives me a positive 2. I'm going to bring down this plus x. I'm going to circle my like terms. A positive 2x, a positive 1x. So I have 3x plus 2. Next, I have 5 plus 2 times a plus 8. I'm going to bring down my 5. Now let's distribute this positive 2. 2 times a gives me a positive 2a. 2 times 8 gives me a positive 16. I'm going to combine my like terms. This time my like terms, just some good old numbers. So now I have 2a plus positive 16 combined with a positive 5. I'm going to add that. It's 21. Now the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. 2 times 3a gives me 6a. 2 times negative 5 gives me a negative 10. I'm going to bring down my 2a. 6a plus 2a is going to give me 8a minus 10, and I'm done. Next, let's distribute. Well, let's start by bringing down our 5x. Negative 2x times x is going to give me negative 2x squared. Negative 2x times 3 gives me a negative 6x. Circle my like terms. 5x and negative 6x. So I have negative 2x squared that I just brought down. 5x minus 6x is going to give me negative 1x, or just negative x. True or false? If false, give a counterexample. Okay, the opposite of a number is always positive. Well, that's going to be false, because the opposite of 3 is negative 3. Okay, the absolute value of a negative number is always positive. This is going to be true, because when I take the absolute value of any negative number, my output is positive. Okay, now let's evaluate the expression. 1 minus 3x squared. I have 1 minus 3, x is negative 3, times negative 3 squared. I have 1 minus 3 times 9. 1 minus 27. Small number from the large number, keep the sign of the large. So I get negative 26. negative 8x plus 7 when x is equal to negative 2. Negative 8 times negative 2 plus 7 is going to give me positive 16 plus 7, which is equal to 23. Okay, now let's look at some of the properties. Let's look at an example of the identity property of multiplication. Well, the identity property says you get back what you start with. So if I have 3 and I multiply it by 1, I get back 3. Numerator. If I have 5/7, what's the numerator? 5 is the numerator. The numerator is located in the top part of the fraction. Now if I have 15x squared minus 12, what is the coefficient? Now remember that the coefficient is the number that's in front of the variable. So in this case, the coefficient is 15 and only 15.